What's good, everybody? Hopefully everybody's having a great day today. I know I am. And it's a lot to talk about, so I'm not even going to keep the introduction long. First off, this alien disclosure that came out today. How you guys feeling about it? You know, I did my last video. It was about, the space wars and everything like that and what I thought about it. And then we turn around and here we go. They disclosing, alleged aliens, UFOs, UAPs, whatever you want to call them, celestial beings or whatever you want to say, however you say that. But let's get into it. So when I seen this before it came out, I had seen a clip where they were saying they had a meeting with like these top priests and preachers, and they met somewhere and disclosed this information to the preachers and stuff like that. I don't know why they did that, but my first question, and you guys know I believe in the space and, I love astrology and things like that. But my first question was like, what's the play? Is it real? You know what I'm saying? What's really going on? So that's my first question. Is it real? If you asking me, I would like to hope it was, because I do feel like in this galaxy, in this universe that as big as they say it is, we're not the only intelligent beings here. Even though we haven't even explored, what is it, like 60% of our planet, and it's a lot to be discovered. So we haven't even finished discovering everything where we live. God only knows what's out there and beyond, beyond the stars or where the stars are. So I'm like, yeah, I would like to think that it is. So that led me. Well, wait, what do you guys think? Do you think it's real? Do you believe? Have you seen the videos? I've seen them. And look, I'm gonna just get into the videos. It's like every time that the government or, the higher ups, they send us videos of this alleged UAP, UFO talk, is grainy, is low quality, it looks the same. It's like, come on now, y'all. I know for a fact y'all can do better than that. Matter of fact, I know you've done better than that. You know what I'm saying? And we get the same type of videos every time, the same breadcrumbs versus, they got a wedding cake and we getting crumbs. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, come on, man. Why are we doing this? Why are you doing this? If you're going to disclose information, just give us the real deal. We don't need this little baby walker training wheel on my bike type of information. I don't want that. I need the real deal. Get straight to it. You know what I'm saying? That's how I live my life with any situation. Cut the fat. Let's get straight to the point. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I seen the video. I seen the collection of videos, and it's all the same. And some of them look, unique or look weird or whatever you want to say, but it's still not. It's not showing anything. And who's to say they may come out with more? I didn't read the whole article. It may be more coming soon, and I hope so, because that was just, if you want to know, it's trash to me. It's like, okay, and I feel like, they made it this big deal to where they was going to drop something that's going to change the world and humanity, and they meeting with preachers and everything. Then you give us this trash that, somebody will look at it and be like, okay, and what is that? Okay, it looks weird. Yes, it does. It's not human, or I ain't gonna say it's not human, but it's not normal that, in our everyday life that we would see something like that. So, but still, it's still like, all right, so what? Like, we want to see the crafts that you guys collected. The Roswell information. I heard they had bodies of aliens that had, died in the crash, things like that. You can go down a rabbit hole of different videos where they say some of these government officials met with, people from different planets or whatever, wherever they from. So I need some detailed footage. That's all I'm saying. And I could be barking up the wrong tree and I could be barking up the right tree. That don't mean I'm gonna get what I want. So that leads to, my other question. Why now? Why? Okay, if you did this, you made this big announcement, you gave out these, these articles of who you meeting with before you release it to make sure, I guess, everything's gonna be, good with religion and everything like that. I don't know why they did that, but I'm like, why now? And like, why now? I'm not laughing at what I'm about to say, but the why now for me could be, I won't say the W word, but the disagreement over there with, a different group of people. You know what I'm saying? I'll put it in captions down low, but I'm just saying, is it a distraction? You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, or what about those files? And you know what files I'm talking about? Is it that? It could be both. Is shit hitting the fan so hard to where, man, we got to do something to distract these people. They asking too many questions. Let's do this. Let's give them that. Let's put up a smoke screen, throw them off a little bit, because what other reason? Like, that these are the questions that I wrote down in my notes. Like, are you, trying to distract us from something else? Because it's always that. Artemis went up and went to the moon, and we looking up while things are happening right here in front of us. And then you have, now you're bringing this out, and the whole time we was asking for those files and who was on that list, and we never got it, and now you giving us this. And I'm not saying it's not real. Like I said in the beginning, I would love for it to be real, but it's just like the timing, it seems a little off to me. So I'm just like, once again, what do you guys think about that? With all that being said, because it's just like the timing is real crazy. Like when no feathers was being ruffled, we couldn't get that. We couldn't get this type of information out of y'all. You know what I'm saying? I think I feel like your back is against the wall and you have no other option. It's like, man, like they not falling for our tricks no more. They're not, the sheep are starting to wake up. So let's, we have to do something. And that goes back like to the low quality stuff I'm talking about. I know for a fact they got high quality stuff. I know they have some great footage of something that will probably scare somebody to their core. Maybe even me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, like, this is just the tip of the iceberg. I know for a fact, because you got to think this is the higher ups, and they're never going to show their whole hand ever. You'll never see their whole hand, man. The world could be on the brink of extinction, and they will never tell you everything you want to know. Never. So I look at it like that, and I'm like, okay, this is just something to test the waters and see if it's enough to get people talking so they can stop talking about this over here. You know what I'm saying? That's how I see. And it just, my last two bulletin points was like, what are they hiding or what are they covering up? The same difference. And I'm just like, yeah, I think it's that. Like, in my opinion, it could be that. Or one other thing, it could be that they're planning something. What if they planning something? I don't know if you guys ever heard of Project Bluebeam, but years ago, that was a big deal. And then you got, CERN, where the particle collider, where they were supposed to be dealing with like portals, and they allegedly found a God particle. And like, it's crazy. If you look into it, I might do a video on that, because that was like one of my first quote unquote conspiracy theories that I was into. But a conspiracy, that don't mean it's not true. They throw that term conspiracy theory to make people like, oh, he's a conspiracy theorist. That ain't, to throw you off, because people that said UFOs was real, were called conspiracy theorists. And now look where we at with that. So think about that, you know? And yeah, I mean, I'm willing, like I said in my last video, I'm one of them visual people. I need to see it to believe it. You can't tell me just anything and I'm just going to follow what you say and what you told me. How did you get to see it and I don't? That don't make sense to me. I need to experience it just like you did, if it's real. So, I mean, hopefully the people that watch me feel the same way. You can't just tell me anything because I'm not going to believe it. And then you want to call me a conspiracy theorist because I don't want to believe what you told me. Nah, the world don't work like that. My life don't work like that. I was born different. Hopefully you guys are too. So, but yeah, alien disclosure. What do you think, man? You know, it's going to be a lingering topic for a while because that's what they want. And I mean, we here for it, but I'm going to need a lot better evidence. And we just hitting the tip of the iceberg on that. But man, look, we ain't even gonna cut. We just gonna get right into the second topic because it goes hand in hand, honestly. And it goes back before they even dropped the video of disclosure with the UFOs. These 11 scientists that went missing over the course of a few years. And recently it picked up like very, very seriously where people were being unalived or just coming up missing, where they just vanished. Everything was left where it was in their home and it's like they just disappeared. Now on my notes, the FBI finally, because at first they weren't, they're finally looking into it and they're doing investigation on it, because in the beginning the FBI wasn't even talking about it. But it got to the point where people was like, hey, come on, man, y'all don't smell BS? Like, so they had no choice. Think about this. You know what I'm saying? Like, they back got pushed to the wall. If nobody said anything, they weren't going to do anything. You know what I'm saying? So they had to be pushed to the brink of being exposed where they had to do their job when they should have done their job. Let me give my initial thoughts when I first heard this stuff. So, you know, our disagreement with the other countries and things like that. I initially thought that they were attacking our biggest and brightest minds. You know what I'm saying? And it was like one of those type of issues where they come and destroy our infrastructure on knowledge to where we can build equipment to defend ourselves. You know what I'm saying? That's what I initially thought. And I still can kind of see that happening, but I'm not 100% on that. I'm not sold on that. You know what I'm saying? So the scientists that went missing, they basically they specialized in aerospace defense and nuclear technology. And some were in anti-gravity and reverse engineering propulsion, like with this, you know, UFO stuff that's dropping. You know what I'm saying? It's because some people have said that they found out, well, they thought that the scientists found out how to reverse engineer the alien tech, and then, you know, they got rid of loose ends. You know, I've seen those clips too. I mean, it's good to have an open mind and see different angles. Then you can go for yourself, and based off the knowledge that you can get from the whole situation, you can analyze it yourself. And that's what I do. I'm just giving you the different avenues for you to think for yourself. I'm not just going to give you what I think. But yeah, so that's what they were saying. Some people were saying, and I mean, that makes sense too. Because there are videos of the scientists that went missing speaking about UFOs a lot, and they saying some heavy stuff, and it's like they disappeared. So and a lot of them said that if I disappear, I didn't unalive myself. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I love myself. You got to think, for them have to even say that, something was happening. And this last lady that went missing, the scientist, she was saying she was being hit with like energy beams and from her home where it was started burning her skin, and she had to put things up over her window to where it would stop. And she showed video of her at her computer and her skin started turning red like it was burning. And then she put the stuff up over her window to cover whatever was happening. And then you could see her skin getting better again. Like you can go look that up. So I'm just like, but yeah, that's wild, man. And I'm just looking at my notes. Like I said, they passed or vanished under mysterious circumstances. Like I just said, one of the guy scientists, his wife had a 911 call they released, and she was saying like he just vanished. She said his gun's missing, but he left his phone and he's gone. She don't know where he went, and she's worried. But for him to take his gun, like some people were saying that he just left because he had a lot of land and some, he had some military friends that I guess they knew it was coming and he just went off grid, and that could be possible too. A lot of people plan for stuff like that, these doomsday preppers, or if you in that type of field of work, you can watch movies and see things like that where they just disappear and go off the grid, and people be looking for them and stuff like that. But I don't know. They haven't found him. They found the lady, but it's just weird, man. It's all weird. Like I said, man, this may be tied to this whole UFO disclosure thing. It could be tied to all of it. The disagreement I'm talking about, it could be tied to all of it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we will never know 100%. We always get thrown off track, by our leaders and, higher ups. They'll never tell us like, all right, it's this. They're not going to tell us that. They're not going to say that. They don't want to look bad, and they want to keep control. They want to control the population. They want us to go to work. They want us to live our life. They want us to pay our taxes and be the sheep that they want us to be, and it's sad, man. And I know I'm rambling a little bit, but that's how I feel, because it's the real deal. It's really like that. But back on topic, the alien disclosure, man, you should look into it. You should check it out for yourself. Look at the videos they released, and find out for yourself and give your own opinion. Let me know. Maybe you find something out that I haven't seen yet. And this is supposedly the first video that they're releasing, and it's supposed to be more coming soon. So we'll look into it, and hopefully you do too. And hopefully, you were entertained by this video, because guess what? That's it, man. And I'll be back with more, man. Y'all stay safe and stay blessed. Peace out.